recently I was reminded, one of my friends, I introduced him to someone in Reach, and he said, well, I'm sure if you have been talking to Nick, he's probably got you reading like 1,000,000 books by now. And I was thinking, I actually don't promote personal development and reading as much as I should be on the Daily Dose. And so today I want to talk about the X factor in your business, the thing that will determine if you succeed or fail in your life. And this is a particularly personal topic for me, because if you had to ask me, Nick, were you always certain that you would be successful? Were you always confident in where you were going in life? I would tell you absolutely not. In fact, there were many, many years where I was like living in despair, okay? Hopeless. Like I believe there was no chance that I could possibly escape my situation, that it was impossible for me to live a better life, and that all the problems I was dealing with were going to be permanent. And personal development, reading books specifically, but just focusing on developing myself and improving myself was the thing that got me out of despair and hopelessness and changed my life forever and put me on a track to be able to do anything that I wanted. And so it's very important to me because this is what saved me. This is what impacted me in the most powerful way. But I was reminded yesterday even more so about my passion. The reason that I got started in team building, in recruiting in the first place, was because the first time that I paid it forward, that knowledge that you can improve yourself, and by improving yourself, you could change everything you wanted in your life. The first time I paid it forward to other people, those other people were so impacted in a positive way, and it had so much of an impact on them in their lives that the stories I got back, the messages I got, the calls that I got from friends and from people that I had never met before saying, Nick, what you shared on the call recently changed my life forever. My relationship is so improved. Those messages, like they bring me to tears. Like there's so much more fulfillment in helping somebody else than you will ever get from helping yourself. And in fact, if you're on here today, let's just one side note of advice. I've given this advice to a few different people, and they've all said this was life-changing for them. If you ever feel like you are depressed or sad, or you need to like you're hopeless, let me tell you what you can do. You go help somebody else. You go find a way to uplift someone else, and it will pull you right out of that. It will change everything for you, because the feeling you get from pouring into someone else, to helping somebody else achieve their goals, is unbelievable. Okay? Now, some of y'all have been with Reach now for a few months, and you've heard me on these calls saying over and over again, guys, I'm telling you, there's a tsunami wave coming. There is an amount of momentum that you won't be able to understand. And I've talked about how there's this phrase that the rising tide lifts all ships, which is true. Like, guys, Reach is getting better and better and better, and everyone has a better opportunity from that. But I'm talking about a tsunami wave. Like, if you're in a little tiny boat, you're going to get crushed by that wave. You're going to get left behind. Like, there's only, like, not everybody is going to win when Reach wins. You get what I'm saying? Like, only the people who actually participate will. Like, if you just show up and you never do anything, you're not going to participate in the win. And so if you have the best company in the world, and the best CEOs, and the best compensation plan, and the best community, right? And soon the best training, right? And the best recruiting system, and it's free to join, and you have all of these things going for you. And by the way, the federal government pays for 30% of our product, making it incredibly profitable to sell. Right? Like, if you have all of these things going for you, like global trends pushing solar, right, into the stratosphere, what determines your success? It's you. You're the X factor. You determine how much success you are going to claim from that, how much is going to go to your family. Well, guys, personal development really did change my life. Like, there's so many things I want to tell you, but here's the thing that will unlock them all for you. Decide to become a student of personal development yourself. Decide to make it a daily habit to read books, listen to audios, to study and practice and improve yourself intentionally. To ask yourself, what do I like about myself and what do I dislike about myself? What does an ideal version of myself look like? Design the person that you want to be and work towards becoming that person. Okay? Now, I do want to share a couple of personal development things that I've learned, because one yesterday, just like, guys, like, I literally was almost brought to tears by one of my friends, because one of the very first things that I ever learned in personal development, in fact, it comes from the book Think and Grow Rich. If you haven't read it, you should read it. It's a pretty powerful book. In fact, the way my dad convinced me to read it, because my dad convinced me to read Think and Grow Rich when I was 17 years old. 16 or 17, I'm unclear on the exact age, actually. And the way he did it is he goes, Nick, you really need to read this book. And I said, well, I don't want to read it. It looks like nonfiction. I read fiction. I like books with dragons and spaceships, and magic and wars. And he's like, well, I get that, but don't you want to make money? There's a couple people unmuted. If you guys can mute, that'd be great. And I said, yeah, I want to make money. He said, well, let me tell you this. Here's the risk you take by not reading the book. He said, I know you're a fast reader. It'll probably take you like 3 or 4 hours to read the whole book. So worst case, you waste 4 hours of your life. Okay? Worst case. He said, but imagine this. What if not reading it costs you millions of dollars? What if just reading this book could make you millions of dollars? And it has for other people, by the way. And I slept on that for like 2 days, guys, and I could not stop thinking about it. I thought, I gotta spend this 4 hours. I gotta read this book. If I don't read this book, I might regret it for the rest of my life. I might not make the money that I want to make. I might not have the success that I want to have. Like, I have to know what's in the book now. And do you know what the very first thing that Napoleon Hill teaches you in that book to do is to have a chief aim and to write it down in the physical world on paper and to read it every day, all day to yourself. And so let me share with you 2 stories about this where it has worked exactly for me, okay? The first one, and by the way, this is how I write down my goals. I use Bob Proctor, who's another one of my mentors that passed away, in spirit, right? He didn't personally mentor me. Like, I read his books and listened to his audios and attended his seminars. And Bob Proctor actually encountered me in an elevator, okay, in 2011. And I said, oh my gosh, Bob, thank you so much for being here at this event. I'm fanning out. Like, I'm literally like fanboying, and I'm like, is there any advice that you can give to a new entrepreneur starting out on their journey? And he goes, yeah, have you read Think and Grow Rich? And he holds up his copy, and it's so old and it's falling apart. It's got a rubber band holding the book together. He holds it up. He said, have you read Think and Grow Rich? And I said, not only have I read it, but I've read it 50 times. It's my favorite book. Okay? So you can imagine my embarrassment when he goes, oh, well, perfect. Let me see your goal card. And I didn't have a goal card. And I was like, I don't have one. And he goes, the very first thing in the book is to write down your goal. To know, this is what he says, to know and not to do is not to know. And then you know what happened? He got off that elevator and I never saw him again. And that was like one of the most painful experiences of my entire life. And I still think about it to this day because I was so embarrassed in front of somebody that I was inspired by for failing to do the very first basic out of a book that I was promoting to other people to read. Imagine that. And so now I always use Bob Proctor's framing for goal writing. This is how he frames up his goals. He says, I am so happy and grateful now that, okay, so it's in the present tense, right? I am so happy and grateful now that, right, I'm the top builder bonus pool earner in Reach, right? Whatever it may be. And then you write a date that you're going to achieve it, and then you sign it. So I am so happy and grateful now that, right? And I'll tell you one of the goals that I wrote back in 2016. My business partner and I, we started a new business together, and we set out a goal to break a company record in that company and earn $100,000 bonus in 5 months. And so we wrote down on paper, I am so happy and grateful now that, right? And we put down the rank that recognized that level, and we wrote down the date, June 30th, 2016. We both signed the goal card. I carried that goal card with me every single day. I read it morning, noon, and night. When I was standing in the line to get food, I would pull it out of my pocket and I would read it. And let me tell you what, 5 months later, on the day, June 30th at 11:59 p.m., I earned a $100,000 bonus. The exact amount written down on the exact day. And then I have shared this story hundreds of times around the country as I traveled speaking, in rooms in 30 states in 1 year. I shared it with every single person, what I had done, and some of those people took up the charge. And yesterday, here in Charleston, I was visiting one of my friends that I haven't seen in 5 years. And 5 years ago, I did some consulting for him when he was starting his very own business. And guys, I'm so happy about this. Like, I was invested in his success, right? Like, from day one, I helped him design his entire sales program and how they were going to pay people and how they were going to train people and the scripts they were going to use. And over the last 5 years, he's built that business now to a $5 million business. And when I went into his office yesterday to celebrate with him, he showed me a banner with his logo on it that he had printed 5 years ago. And on the back of that banner, he wrote, "I am so happy and grateful now that my business is a $5 million business." And the date he wrote down was November of 2023. This past year, where he hit it, when his business hit $5 million on the date. And so let me ask you this. Is it worth it, okay, to write down your goal? Is it worth it to take the time to put it in front of you every single second? I'll say that it is, okay? There's some magic behind this. Like, there's some powerful stuff going on here, guys. Like a $5 million goal to hit on the day you wrote it down 5 years later and to be able to show me that, pretty powerful. So let me ask you this. Have you committed yourself to personal development, to self-mastery? Have you? And guys, there's a difference between personal development and professional development and self-mastery. Okay, because personal development is working on your philosophy, your attitude, right? Professional development is working on your skills, your ability to present, your ability to approach someone and prospect, right? And then personal mastery, self-mastery, that's about the discipline. That's about time management. That's about controlling your own, like that's about delayed gratification. That's about doing what you know you need to do, when you know you need to do it, when you feel like not doing it. It's about having self-integrity. It's about doing what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it, right? It's about overcoming your limiting beliefs. All of these things determine your success in life in every area, in your finances, in your business, right? With your family, even your recreation. Like, you know, there are people out there that have way more enjoyment in their life, even though they have less money, just because they simply plan their free time intentionally. You know, I make this joke sometimes. If you ever go bowling and you don't love bowling, you're making a huge mistake. Okay, bowling is a peer pressure activity. Like, people go, "Hey, you want to go bowling with us?" And then you go, "Nah, I don't really like I don't want to waste 3 hours and get dirty and wear the shoes and spend $40 and eat some crappy nachos," right? But they end up going like, "Oh, come on, like you don't want to miss out, like we're all going bowling, whatever." And so you spend 3 or 4 hours doing something that you really wouldn't want to do, and we're all so busy. We have so many goals, we have so many obligations, we have so much going on. If you're going to take 2 or 3 hours to enjoy your life, why not spend it with your favorite person, doing your favorite thing, eating your favorite food? Why not be in bliss? Why not be living your best life during those 3 hours? Or even better, if you're not where you want to be in life, how about not taking 3 hours to relax when you could be spending 3 hours growing your future, taking care of your kids, right? Building your empire, getting in shape, doing something productive. But hear me out. I think people should take time to themselves. I think they should take that time to decompress and enjoy their life. I just think that a lot of people waste that time scrolling through Instagram or Facebook or watching a video on YouTube that they don't even care that much about. And if they had just intentionally planned for how they wanted to spend their time, they could have enjoyed it to an incredible level. So I'm asking each and every one of you on here, have you committed to self-mastery? Have you committed to living a life by design instead of a life that's just on accident? See, what I learned is that other people will find a way to fit you into their life design. If you don't have a design for your own life, someone else is going to find a way. Like, honestly, right now, some of you are here in reach because you're just a part of Casey and Mike's goals. And you haven't really internalized the fact that this is your company. This is your opportunity. You're the CEO of your own business. You could go and build the biggest business in all of Reach. You could be the reason that Reach goes to the top. But you're not waking up thinking that way. You're just waiting. Like, some of us are literally waking up and waiting for someone else on here to tell us what to do next. I know this for a fact because I tell people what to do next all day long, and they thank me. They go, "Hey, thank you so much for telling me what to do next." You know what's really powerful? This is what I want for every single one of you guys on the call. You know what I do when I wake up every day? I decide what I'm going to do next. I know what I'm going to do next. You know why? Because I've spent 15 years reading every single day, studying from the richest and most successful people in the world, taking notes, listening to mentors, asking questions, so that I could discern the right decision, so that I could have the experience to know what is the next step to win, so that I could be able to answer the call. When you call me and ask me, "Nick, what should I do next?" and I don't hesitate and I know the answer for what you need to do next, imagine if you had that power. Imagine if you knew what you needed to do every single step of the day, and then imagine if you had the self-mastery to execute anyway. without anyone else looking over your shoulder, right? Without any other reason except because you want to be the best you can be, because you are the best you can be. I want you to understand that success is not something that you go out and capture. It's something that you attract into your life by the person that you become, okay? It's all about transforming yourself. If you're still the same person today that you were 5 years ago, get disgusted with yourself. Get embarrassed for wasting that time and get focused on what you're going to do today to make the person that you want to be in the future. And let me tell you this, no matter how old you are, no matter how many mistakes you think you've made, no matter how many pitfalls you've fallen in, no matter how far down you feel like you are, it is never too late to decide today to change that. And let me tell you this is the most truthful statement I could possibly tell you. There's nothing that I know more to be a true thing in the world, is that if you will change, everything in your life will change for you. If you aren't willing to change, nothing will change for you. But if you are willing to change, everything in your life will change for you. You can have, be, or do anything that you want in life. You can accomplish anything. A lot of us heard that as kids, and now we don't believe it because we've hit the wall so many times. We failed so many times. We feel like the world is against us. I will tell you this for a fact. Some of my friends, the world only works in their favor. Everything they ask for comes true. Have you seen the winners that just win and win and win and win and win? It seems impossible. Elon Musk might just make it work with Twitter. Imagine he makes that a profitable venture too. It seems like he can't ever fail. They said there's no way he'll make all this money for Tesla. There's no way we'll have to pay him out $50 billion. Sure enough, they did. And so winners win and win and win and win and win. And people start to go, well, are they lucky? Of course they're not lucky. They put in the time to become something different, to become a different person, to change their philosophy. But you know that the same winds blow on us all, the same economy, the same president, the same, like everyone thinks that their health issues, okay, are special. But everyone forgets that everyone has health issues, or everyone has someone in their family that has health issues that they're taking care of. Everyone has people that are depending on them. Everyone has problems, man. Everyone has opportunities they fail to capitalize on. The difference between the people who win and the people who lose is how they respond. The same winds blow on us all, but it's the set of your sail that's going to determine where you go in life, okay? If you are not spending some time every day right now working on yourself, okay? Cut that time out. Find a way. Sleep less, eat less, okay? Whatever you have to do. Better choice, play less golf, play less video games, waste less time, scroll less Facebook, okay? And spend 15 or 20 minutes every day focused on just improving yourself. Reading and growing, listening to audios, even personal fitness, okay? The time that you spend working on yourself will be the greatest investment that you make. Let me tell you why. Because I don't have a concern about job security. If you have skills, you don't ever have to worry about where your income's coming from. You understand that if you learn how to sell, if you learn sales and recruiting skills, you could go build any business in any industry that you ever wanted. You could literally start any company you want if you can master these skills. And some of y'all, that's why you're here. Some of y'all are in reach because you want to develop yourself. You want to earn the money you need to go start something else. And guys, we love that. I want to see you succeed. Some of you guys are here because you want to go and create the money and the success and the things that you need so you can go and start a nonprofit, right? So you can go change other people's lives for the better so that you can give the money away. And guys, I want to see you succeed at that as well. But no matter what your reason is that you're here, it all comes down to what you do for you. One of my biggest mentors is a guy named Jim Rohn. And every single person on here should be listening to Jim Rohn. In fact, if you're looking for like, okay, Nick, where do I start? Okay, where do I start in this personal development journey? Where do I go from here? Let me give you a couple options, but I promise you there's a lot out there, and it is important to be careful who you listen to. In fact, write this down. Who do you listen to? You should only take advice from people who have what you want and who have been where you are right now, that started from where you started, right? In other words, if you want to learn how to be a successful team builder, recruiter, you probably want to listen to someone like Mike Fettick, right? Because Mike started with no skills or experience in recruiting and team building at all, just like the rest of us, and he became a master. right? And so if you learn from him, you're going to be able to pick up on those things. So be careful who you listen to, right? A lot of people take too much advice from their family, friends, and parents because those people care about them, but they don't know better than them. Okay? You want to make sure that you're only taking people like, and by the way, it's specific. I take advice on finances from super rich people that have bad marriages, but I don't take relationship advice from them. You see what I'm saying? And so you have to make sure that who you listen to is someone who has what you want, who's been where you are. So let me recommend that everyone on here start with a few different books. One, okay, in fact, this one's an audio. This one's easy. It's an hour and a half. If you listen to this today, it will guaranteed make you more money in reach. You will make more money in reach if you listen to this today. It is called Building Your Network Marketing Business by Jim Rohn. It's on YouTube. It's free. It's been reposted like 500 times. You can find a video of it. It's an hour and a half. It's like an hour and 15, hour and a half. And this audio, in it, you'll hear him say some of the things I said today, right? Every one of us is like a tiny sailboat, right? The same winds blow on us all, but it's the set of the sail that determines where you go. You'll hear him say that. That particular audio was one of the very first ones that I started listening to when I became a recruiter, when I first started recruiting, and it changed everything for me. It helped me to recruit tens of thousands of people in my career. Okay? But it also changed my philosophy on life completely. It took the control and the power out of other people's hands and it put it back in my hands. You see, when you blame someone else, this is really powerful, guys. When you blame someone else, let's say you're one of those people that blames the president, okay? And you're like so caught up on this next election because whichever person wins, it's going to affect your life so much. Do you know that if you blame the president, you're giving that person, okay, all the power over your life? If you blame the weather, if you say, well, I was going to go run and work out, but it was raining, then you're giving all of your personal agency, your power in life, you're giving it away to the weather. You're giving it away to chance. The president doesn't know you. The president doesn't care about you, okay? The government views you as a number. It doesn't matter who's in charge of the government. What matters is you, right? So here's a way to succeed at the highest level. Take 100%. 100% responsibility for where you are in life right now. 100%. Even when it hurts, because you want to blame other people. In fact, because other people have done other things to you, right? But you could go, well, what if I had prepared better for that situation? What if I had worked harder on myself before that and I was better prepared to handle that obstacle? What if I was stronger and I didn't let that loss beat me down for as long, right? You could say it's out of your hands, but it's truly not. If you decide to take 100% responsibility for your life, let me tell you what you gained then. 100% control over your life. All of a sudden, all of your goals are attainable because it's on you. It's not in anyone else's hands. You see, the professional recruiters know it's a numbers game, and that as long as you talk to enough people, you will build the team you want. The amateurs blame the prospects. They go, well, no one's, people aren't interested in this. And people say they've had a bad time with solar before. They ask me if it's one of these things. And you go, well, like, dude, that isn't in your control. What's in your control? If you want to take 100% responsibility, what's in your control? How many people you talk to? How much you practice your pitch, right? How well you use third party. Rich, I appreciate you saying that this is top tier wisdom. I want to say this before we close out here as well, guys. I don't want you to think of me as some sort of guru telling y'all how you should live your lives. I'm only sharing with you guys what has worked for me. Like, this changed everything for me. This took me from being broke and fat and having no friends and being a mean, horrible person, right? To where I am now. I'm not going to claim I'm some sort of great person, but like, it's a dramatic change. People from high school do not recognize me, right? My family doesn't really truly know who I am now. They still think of me as a person from 10 years ago. It's amusing even, right? If you see it. And it's so powerful because now I look back and I'm so proud of myself and I'm so grateful for the time that I invested in improving myself, because everything in my life hasn't gotten easier, but I've gotten better and better and better and better and better. And you know what? When you're really good, it's better than it being easy. When you can overcome big problems, that's better than not having them. Because the most success in life is reserved for the people who solve the biggest problems, right? Think about what we're doing with Reach. There's a massive problem in the world right now, and that's the price of electricity is going up and up and up and up. And in fact, we can't keep up with it. And people are hurting. And so there's a massive problem, and we have a solution, and so there's massive profits to be made, right? The biggest problems, right, create the biggest opportunities. And the biggest winners and the biggest successful people in the world, like the most successful in the world, they view opportunities when they see problems, they view it as an opportunity. You see, that's just a change in perspective. It's a change in philosophy. It's personal development, right? Where someone else sees that problem and goes, we can't, right? A winner sees the problem and goes, wow, what an opportunity to make money because we can solve this problem, right? So I know this was a lot of esoteric, not business-related things. And I know some people may even find it off-putting to talk about philosophy and books and things like that. Just so you know, you're totally wrong. And you need to invest time in this. You need to invest time in yourself. You need to do personal development. This is the thing that will change everything for you. This is the thing that will get you to your goals or not. And right now, we're in a critical time with Reach. I was telling y'all 60 days ago, 90 days ago even, that the tsunami wave was coming. Okay? Guys, 75 people joined Reach 2 days ago. 80 people joined Reach yesterday. Do you understand what those numbers mean? Those keep growing. Those are going to keep growing. Soon it's going to be 100 a day. Then it'll be 150 a day. Then it'll be 200 a day. Are you ready for the wave? The wave is here. The wave is here. Are you paddling on a surfboard, or do you have a giant ship ready to go? And if you don't, the best time to plant a tree was 40 years ago. The next best day to plant a tree is right now. The time to start is now. And guys, please hear me. If you wait until tomorrow, if you say, wow, this was so powerful, I needed to hear this, I have to develop myself, I have to make this part of my daily routine, I promise you, you only have today. Tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow is a fantasy land. It doesn't exist. And we're not promised it. We only have today. All we have is now. If you don't act on this today, it will float away. And it'll be another month or a year until you hear this message again and you go, oh my gosh, I knew. And some of y'all are even thinking back, right? Some of y'all are even thinking back to the last time you thought, I need to do this. Some of y'all are even thinking to Monday this week when you said, this week is the week I'm going to go out and actually call my list. I'm going to go collect 10 electric bills. I'm going to go get 10 recruits in. And you haven't done anything yet. And you're already ready to go, well, I had all these problems, and so I'm going to go ahead and give myself excuses. Stop that. Put yourself back in the driver's seat. Take responsibility. Go out and do it, and do today what you said you were going to do yesterday. Take the action you know you need to take. Call your chicken list, right? Call that person on your team that you need to help get started and launch them like Mike Fettig spoke about. Call that person on your list that you know owns a home that you can probably save money and get their electric bill. Stop being afraid of stepping into your greatness. Stop letting fear hold you back from everything that you want in life. Okay? You're one decision away from unlocking all of your potential. Okay? Make that decision today. That's my fear is that everyone on here just missed this. Okay, but my hope is that one person on here heard this and is going to internalize this, and they're going to go change their life forever. Just like my buddy Logan did. When he wrote his goal down 5 years ago that he was going to build a $5 million business. And today he's celebrating the fact that he did it. Okay? Because he worked on himself every single day. Now, guys, I am super fired up to be a part of Reach. I'm so passionate about this community, about this opportunity, about all of y'all. I'm so grateful to be here. And I know sometimes I'm pretty aggressive and I'm excited in the calls, and it's just because I really care. And I don't want to see, like, I already have friends that from past opportunities have had to call me and go, Nick, you told me there was going to be a massive wave. I knew it was going to happen. I didn't take action. I missed it, and I regret it. And so I just don't want y'all to have to live with that regret. I don't want y'all to, like, you were here. You were here before the wave at Reach. I want you to be a part of it. I want you to look back and go, I helped make that happen, and not look back and go, wow, I wish I had participated. Okay, so guys, let's go take real action on our business today. Let's go take real action on developing ourselves, and let's go help some other people. Okay? Go find someone else that you can help today. Bring someone to Reach. Share an opportunity with them. Right? Collect an electric bill. Help someone save some money. Like, let's go make a difference for people. And guys, I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for all of the feedback that you guys send me. I really appreciate it. I get tons of messages. You guys are wonderful. I also get lots of questions and complaints and concerns, and I appreciate all of that as well. So keep them coming. But I do apologize. I know over the last few days I haven't got back to a few people. I've been overwhelmed while driving 5 hours a day. I can't text back to my normal 2,000. So I appreciate all of you guys. I will get back to you. But guys, it's winning season right now. We're in it. Like, we're in the summer, in solar, during the growth, like a historic historic growth period with a company that could take over the entire industry. Like, you're here at the right time, in the right place, with the right people. The X factor is you. Go make that decision today. Be the person you know you can be. Step up into your greatness. Let's all go to a next level. I appreciate all of you guys. Have a fantastic Friday. Have a great weekend. Talk to you guys on Monday. Bye for now.
Thank you, Nick.
What the fuck?